Hello kids, it's Pastor Matt here. This is our Children's Praise video. Glad you guys could be here this Sunday and be part of Children's Praise. I'm really grateful to be able to do these videos with you week by week. We're in a different place than maybe you've seen before with these videos. Usually we have a wooden background, but here we actually have a map behind us. I wanted you to see this today. I wanted to use this as an illustration to show you one of the most important Bible verses you should start to learn as you're learning about the scriptures and learning about Jesus. And it's John 3:16. Maybe some of you can say it. It's the most quoted Bible verse. See it everywhere, especially at football games. It goes, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." See if you can remember or learn that verse with your leaders today. Maybe you'll go through that verse a few times to make sure everybody can say it and understand it before they leave today. So look at this. It's a picture of the world. I'm going to have the camera zoom in on that because what you're going to see is the whole, this is actually a picture of the whole world. And maybe you've seen these before in the big ball with a sticky image on it called the globe, right? It's actually not flat like this, but they glue a picture like this on top of a ball because the world is actually a big circle. But these are all the places that you could live if you were ever going to live, is here on this world. And maybe you know your map a little bit. I know some of you older kids might, but some of you younger kids might not know any of this stuff. But look at this. This is called Australia, and this is China and India. This is like what we call going east. This is the east area. And up here we have Russia, right? And then you have this big thing. This is the whole continent. It's called Africa. And this is South America. One of the biggest countries in there is Brazil. But this is where you and I live. We live in this country called the United States of America. And if I put my finger right around here, that's about where you and I are at. We're here in Pennsylvania. Maybe some of you know, someone would ask you, what state do you live in? Maybe you can say Pennsylvania. But so this is where you and I live, and this is the whole world. That's everybody. Look at that. That's huge. There's billions of people. Maybe like 8 billion now, something like that. There's a lot of people in the world, billions. And the Bible verse, I'm going to read it for you again today, says this. "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him. Whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe in him is condemned already, because they have not believed in the name of the only Son of God." Those are a few more verses if you kept reading. I want you to understand that Jesus came and died on the cross because everybody in this whole world, we're told in the Bible, is condemned. Condemned is a word for being guilty. So when you're in trouble and you do something bad and you know you shouldn't have done it, that's called being condemned. So all of us, even now, even if you're 4 years old, you know you've done things that you shouldn't have done. Because in your little mind you think, oh, I want to do this, but I shouldn't, and then you do it anyway. And then sometimes you get in trouble with your mom and dad. But there's actually something more serious than that, because we actually do bad things all the time. And it doesn't just only happen when you're 4 years old. It happens your whole life. You do bad things. But God's really, really good and loving and perfect. And by his standard, everybody in this whole world is guilty. And so Jesus didn't come into the world to condemn the world. That is, to make you feel bad and guilty, because you already are bad and guilty. Now, sometimes people try to hide from it and say that they don't feel bad or guilty, but they are. But those of us who feel like they're bad and guilty and feel like they don't live the kind of life they should for God, that's why Jesus came into the world, so that you would understand that he died on the cross for you and anyone in this whole world, it says, who will believe upon the Son and have life in his name. So I want you to learn about that Bible verse, see if you can remember and be able to say it before you leave your children's praise today. And also talk about it with your teachers, because they're going to explain more of what I just said. All right, I'll see you next week.